go to Mike in Town and Country. Mike, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Mr. Lassiter.
Hello, Mike.
Listen, I was wondering, have you never had a prayer answered in your adult life?
No, sir.
Every time I pray, he answers it. How about that?
Really? What kind of stuff do you pray for, John? Or Mike?
Mike. My name is Mike.
Yeah.
I prayed to get out of the Army.
Prayed to get out of the Army? Where are you going to get out of the Army anyway?
Hospital. Army Psychiatric Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I was behind a 12-foot fence with barbed wire on top, and I prayed to get out of there, and sure enough, he let me out.
I'll be darned.
How about that?
And if you hadn't prayed, you'd be there till this day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe the Thorazine helped, too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe so. I think if you tried praying more often, Bob, he might answer some of your prayers.
Yeah, what do you suggest I pray for?
One more thing.
What do you suggest I pray for?
Hell, I don't know, a new house or something.
I don't need a new house. I wouldn't trouble God with a prayer request like for a new house.
Well, pray for something you need, something big.
No. How about a cure for cancer?
Yeah, pray for that. He'll come through with it.
Really, you don't think anybody has ever prayed for it? You don't think anybody has ever prayed for a cure for cancer?
One more thing, Bob. There's no such thing as an atheist and a foxhole. I've never been in a foxhole, and I know you haven't either.
No, sir, nor am I an atheist.
There's no such thing as an atheist and a foxhole. Everybody believes in God when it comes down to it, buddy. In jail, you pray to God to get out. In jail, you pray to God let those guys leave you alone.
Mm-hmm.
You pray to God when you're in prison. You pray to God when you're in a foxhole. And when you're in a mental hospital, you pray to get out of there, too.
Yeah, so what's that say?
It means when the going gets tough, it's tough to start praying.
Yeah. Guess what? Millions of people lost their lives in foxholes.
I know it.
Yeah.
But there wasn't no atheists there.
Really?
That's right.
Oh, isn't that marvelous?
Yeah. Well, anyway,
hey, guess what, Mike? There wasn't no God there either.
Okay, whatever you say, Bob.
Well, if there was, Mike, those guys wouldn't have died. Because they would have never been involved in the stupid wars that they were involved in, the needless, stupid wars that they were involved in. They never would have died, Mike, if there was a God who did things like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anymore.
You don't have to, Mike. That's okay. I wouldn't expect you to.
I know it.
Take care.
Bye.
Be good. See, that's what your intellectual dishonesty does. Makes poor, decent people like Mike make asses of themselves. Because you encourage that kind of stuff. Knowing better than you know. Playing the games that you play. And then poor guys like Mike stumble along. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Aren't you ashamed of yourself for creating this illusion, this fantasy, this silliness? And without thinking, saying incredibly stupid things, and without thinking, giving incredibly stupid credit, or blame, as the case may be, to supernatural powers that have nothing whatsoever to do with life's day-to-day activities. And then a poor, simple-minded, decent man comes along and makes an ass of himself because you won't be intellectually honest. You won't be honest with yourselves. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? You ought to be. Did you ever think about God? No, I'm serious. Did you ever really and truly think about God? Just, what do you think he does? What does God do? Did you ever think about that? You know, he's got all day sitting around up there in heaven, people worshiping him, cherubs playing harps and that kind of stuff. But what does he do to pass the time? Think he, collects stamps or bowls, or he's got to do something to pass the time, would you think? Just what is he responsible for? He can't be responsible for everything. You know that he wouldn't have let a plane full of 230 people blow up if he had anything to do with stopping it, don't you? You know that. You know that. Just what in the hell does he control? And what doesn't he control? Well, if he doesn't control planes getting blown out of the sky by idiots and morons, taking 230 innocent lives, bam, affecting millions of people, many thousands directly. If he has no control over that, if he has no responsibility over things like that, then what does he have? What does he have control over? Designing snowflakes like my mother told me? Oh, damn, I was so busy designing snowflakes, they blew up a plane while I wasn't watching. Damned. I gotta watch it. Hey, Gabriel, let me know when they're gonna blow up planes, huh? What is he responsible for? What does he have control over? What doesn't he have control over? And why would you offer up prayers for something like that? Why would you offer up prayers for the dead? I mean, if everything I've been told is true, if everything that you tell me you believe, when you dead, you be dead. And if you was a good boy, you be up there with, God in heaven. And if you was a bad boy, you be down there in the lake of fire. Ow! 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 Ooh! This is hot! Ouch! Ouch! God, it smells like sulfur down here. Can I have a glass of water? And you know that all the prayers in the world after that wouldn't help or change anything, would it? You think he's going to get a better seat in heaven? It's all kind of stupid doing that kind of stuff, isn't it? It's incredibly stupid doing that kind of stuff. You want to know something's going to shock you? Oh, maybe you better sit down for this one. Or if you have a weak heart, maybe you better run over and turn the radio off real quick. Because I'm about to make a confession to you. I don't pray. Not at all. I haven't prayed since I was old enough to be able to figure out what in the hell it was really all about. You know why I don't pray? You think it's because I don't believe in God? You think it's because I'm an atheist? Oh, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I don't pray because I don't want to put God in a bad spot. You know? Because it's painfully obvious that there are a lot of things that he has no control over, and there are a lot of things he just can't do anything about, because I know that he would if he could. You know, like curing cancer, ending war, eliminating poverty and disease, that kind of stuff. I know he would do something about it if he could. And if I was going to take my time and pray, if I was going to petition God for a change, then I would petition God for something that mattered. Oh, God, please let me get laid Saturday night. Oh, God, please let me score a touchdown at the big game. Oh, God, please let me have a better car. No, I'm not going to bother God with that kind of stuff. I would bother God with serious things. Things that mattered, things that would make it a better world to live in, and then consequently make my life better as a result. Because my life would be better if cancer went away, and my life would be better if poverty were eliminated and wars ended and all that kind of good stuff. And I think if I prayed for those kinds of things, knowing full well that there really wasn't anything God could do about it, I think he'd probably feel bad, you know? Not being able to answer them. Him sitting up there on the throne. Cherubs playing the harps. Me down here thinking that he's almighty and all-powerful. Asking him to intervene and stop a war or make people better or, whatever it might be. And he's sitting up there saying, dude, you don't understand. I just can't... There's nothing I can do about it, dude. There's nothing I can do about it. Here, let me help you find some wreckage instead. Yeah, I think he'd feel really bad about that. So I never put him in that position. And I would never ask him to let me score a touchdown. Either in football or with a chick. I'd never ask him for stupid things like that. I'd never ask him for a raise or whatever. You people do all the time, though, don't you? And you know what? You're never asking for the important things either. And do you know why? For the very same reason I don't. Because you know there's nothing you can do about it. That's why. That's why you don't ask for the important things. That's why you pray for good grades or that miserable boss will be transferred to Toledo. That's the kind of stuff you end up praying for. Or you end up praying for things that you know you'll never know the answer to. Like praying for the dead. Doesn't that bother you? It should. Keeps coming back to to that thing that I talk about from time to time, that horrible, horrible phrase, the one that ought to make you just cringe every time you hear it coming over the radio. Intellectual honesty. One of the toughest things to life, or one of the toughest things to master in life, intellectual honesty. You see, intellectual honesty has nothing to do with my being honest with you. It has to do with my being honest with myself. It's relatively easy to lie to you. It's relatively easy to be honest with you. The consequences really aren't that severe. I don't ever have to see you again. I don't ever have to talk to you again. I mean, if you don't like the truth, hey, screw you. But when I'm dealing with myself, intellectual honesty, something I have to live with forever and ever and ever. And I also have to live with intellectual dishonesty forever and ever and ever. Torments me if I'm not honest with myself. Doesn't it torment you? When you're not honest with yourself? And what the hell do you do it for? What in the hell do you do it for? That's why I don't pray. What's your excuse? You know, I'm really sick and tired of filling in for you tonight. I'm really sick and tired of it, and I'm not going to do it anymore. 2 hours I took up. Next hour is yours. That's not asking too much. Because you guys ain't playing the game. You ain't holding up your end of it. God, we've been every place from carpet to God, with everything in between. And I'm tired. Just sick and tired of it. So there. When you're ready, we'll continue. I mean, I could easily tap dance between now and the news. It's only another minute and a half. But I'm going to tell it like it is. No. And there won't be any tap dancing when I come back from the news. No. Too damn much trouble for you. Too damn much trouble for me. It's as simple as that. I've sat here all night long watching people call up and hold for 12 seconds and drop. No. You have pissed me off now. I believe I made it abundantly clear last week the way we were going to go with this. And I meant it. And if those terms are not acceptable to you, then tune out. Because I've already broken my own pledge not to carry your little asses, which I've done for 2 hours tonight. And if that's not acceptable, I'm serious. If that's not acceptable, find another radio station. Do something else. Take up bowling. Talk to your wife, for God's sake. Anything. Because I ain't going to carry you no more.
Bob rules.
Live from 4002 Gandy Boulevard, where restaurants are known to drop off free food all the time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. This is the Bob Lassiter Show, starring His Majesty the Magnificent Mad Doggy Dog, and featuring Flounder in the other room. Along with Don the Body Richards in Newsland. And now, kinda like a talk show host, only better, Mr. Lassiter.
6 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. Welcome back, fun seekers. Third, final one for this Monday, July the 22nd, 1996. Flounder, my dude. Here it is almost to the end of July. You were threatening to leave us at the end of July. What the hell's going on?
Your guess is as good as mine.
My guess is as good as yours. Well, that's a hell of an answer. You know, it's really easy to plot and plan for the future and things of that nature with answers like that. In any event, 990-WFLA in Hillsborough, Pinellas, 461-WFLA. I'm just going to tell you in advance, there won't be any more lectures, there won't be any more prodding, there won't be any more teeth pulling. When I go through the calls that are on the board now, if there aren't any more calls, I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not going to admonish you. I'm not going to twist your little arm. I don't come in here at night to fight with people. I don't come here at night to pull teeth. I don't come in here at night to pull stunts and trick and deceive people. If you don't want to talk, you don't want to talk. Hey, no problemo. You'll know when I've gone through these calls, if they are not replaced, I'm just stopping without any further explanation, and you do with it whatever the hell you want to do with it at that point, okay? Okay, good. Let's go to Al on the Star Line. Hello, Al. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Doing great, dude. Yourself?
Hey, I apologize because I had placed like 3 phone calls in the last hour, and my stupid cell phone kept dying, so I had to move to a place where the dumb thing would work, so I apologize that some of those phones that got hung up was me, inadvertently.
No, actually, they were all women. The ones that I was thinking of, because Flounder had gone through these great explanations and typing out what they wanted to talk about, so that, they all caught my eye, and every single one of them that I was thinking of when I said that were females.
Well, first of all, welcome back to the airwaves.
Hey, thank you.
I really appreciate you because you raised a level of intelligence which you normally don't hear on the other radio stations and on the other talk show hosts, if I might add. I got a question for you.
What's
I'm
that?
really curious because you would think that with talk radio being as popular as it is, that we would have more and more free thinkers in this country. But consider this, that in the last 2 years, $8 billion was spent on psychic hotlines where people were asking people to tell them how to think. And they were talking a lot about religion. I think that's what happens with religion a lot too, is that people on the one hand say, well, we want to figure things out on our own, but then they beg to be told how to think.
Wouldn't you like to be told how to think? Wouldn't you like somebody to give you all the answers? I would.
Well, no, because if they gave me all of the answers, then what would be the excitement in living and trying to discover what the real answers were to life?
Well, that's not why I mean, come on, man. That's not why I live, is so I can go through the excitement of trying to stumble through life with making as few mistakes as humanly possible. No, I wish that there was somebody there that could give me all the answers, somebody that could tell me what's the right decision to make in terms of my job and my life, what stock to buy, when to do this, when to sell, whatever it turns out to be. I just happen to know better. Ain't nobody knows any more than I do.
But, in the terms of challenge of life, if we had all of the answers, what would we all aspire to? How would we aspire to greatness? I was thinking about your comparison with the Ten Commandments. If the Ten Commandments weren't there as some kind of idealistic form of law that we can or cannot reach, what would we have to shoot for? In other words, it's like...
Well, speak for yourself, but if I had all the answers, then presumably I would be able to live relatively comfortably, at least in terms of the economics, and I think I could do very well, lounging in the backyard in a hammock, sipping iced tea and things of that nature with everything taken care of for me. I'd be thrilled if somebody had all the answers. I'd be happy.
Well, but don't you think it would probably be our natural nature just to get by if we could then, rather than to challenge ourselves to do better?
Well, do you think I get up every day because of a challenge? No.
That's got something to do with it, doesn't it?
No. I have to go to the bathroom. That's why I get up every morning.
I won't wax and wane any more philosophical than that. Just welcome back, Bob, and keep it up.
Hey, be good, dude. Let's go to someplace here. Let's go to Steve in Carrollwood. Steve, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah. Bob?
Yes, Steve.
Yeah, I'd like to run you an 18th century French philosopher named Altair.
Uh-huh.
And he was an atheist, a lot like yourself.
I'm not an atheist, Steve. Don't insult me.
Oh. Well, he was a diehard atheist, he spoke out about it and everything, and he said on his deathbed he felt demons all around him, ready to take him. Now,
people frequently lose their minds in fear when they're about to die. It's very, very common.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to get your opinion. What you think? You think that's going to happen to you? I mean, are you in
Well, there's every possibility I'll lose my mind right before I'm ready to die. Yes, every possibility of it. It's very common.
Yeah, but...
Fear of the unknown, Steve. Doesn't take much to trip a human being over the edge, and especially when you realize that it's all over and you're breathing your last few breaths. Doesn't take much.
So you don't think demons actually came and took Altair?
I know that they didn't.
No?
No, because there ain't no demons.
Well, if you're not an atheist, what exactly is your religious faith?
Well, it's really none of your business, Steve, is it?
No. All right.
So I didn't ask you yours.
It was nice talking to you, Bob.
No, it wasn't, Steve. 990-WFLA in Hillsborough, 46... Thou shalt not lie, Steve. 990-WFLA in Hillsborough and Pinellas, 461-WFLA. GT Mobile at Starline, 970 Star. Assholes out there line checking. They don't believe me that I don't have any calls, so they're calling up to make sure. And then just hanging up as soon as it rings. What do you mean who it is? There's a slew of them.
No, it's one guy who calls on both lines constantly.
Let's go to Samantha on the Star Line. Samantha, you're on the air 970 WFLA. Hello, Samantha.
Hi.
Hi.
You hum pretty good.
Yes, I do.
I turned you on just a moment ago, and I listen to your show every night, and you were humming.
Yes, I was humming.
I can't believe you don't have any callers.
Why can't you believe that?
Because, like I said, I listen to your show every night, and there's people always waiting on the line to get through to you, either to yell at you or to tell you what good show you have.
Well,
I wanted to talk about the TWA thing.
Yeah, what's that?
I heard, well, by rumor and also via the newspaper, that the Israeli people had warned the United States government that there was a planned hijacking or sabotage of the plane.
You do understand that they get warnings like that daily.
Oh, they do?
Yes. At least that's what they say, and I'll take their word for it.
But I've never heard that. I never heard it on the news, and I never heard. We were going to go to the Olympics, and we've decided to cancel our flight because if they're hiding that information from us, then they're hiding it from everybody.
Yeah, but keep in mind, such warnings are very, very common. They're designed. Well, the warnings themselves are not designed. The fact that rumors surface are designed to do exactly what they're doing to you. The entire purpose of terrorism is to strike terror and into the hearts of the citizens and to disrupt normal life. A terrorist organization is basically an impotent organization that does not have the resources to wage war against a major country or, hell, even a minor country. And so they strike at will, willy-nilly, wherever they can. And the best weapon of all is rumor and innuendo.
So what do they classify as a serious threat, though? Does it take something like that crash for them to go, well, maybe they were serious? I think that if those people had been forewarned that there was even a chance of a threat, that a few of them would have had the opportunity to go ahead and say, well, maybe I don't want to go.
Yeah, but you see, that's the whole point. If every one of these rumors, if every one of these threats was brought to the general public attention, then, for example, things such as air travel would literally come to an absolute halt. Which is the goal of the terrorist organization, And
what do they gain by stopping your flight, though? What do they
just mess things up. That's all. They just mess things up. When we say terrorist, we tend to think in terms of somebody on a camel, paying homage to Muammar Gaddafi or to the Ayatollah Khomeini. I know he's long dead. But this could have been an internal thing. It could have been from a source that we wouldn't normally expect. Maybe the IRA or, the Basque people in Spain who were pissed off for one reason or another.
Or these right-wing people in the United States that are not happy, like the Oklahoma City people. Exactly.
They have to have a hell of a lot more than a rumor. Something picked up somewhere, overheard someplace maybe by someone who may or may not be reliable before they can take drastic steps such as canceling a flight or broadcasting it or making you aware of it generally. Because if we cave to that type of threat, then they will bring this country to a halt, literally.
So remember back when the Lockerbie, Scotland Pan Am flight was bombed?
Yes.
And basically that was years ago. So the same thing happened. They had reports that a terrorist was going to blow up a plane. And that was actually, if I can remember correctly, that was actually shortly before the plane took off. And then the plane blew up and no one was made aware. It's kind of the same thing. It's at what point do we take it seriously and give the consumer the right? You're paying for an airline ticket, and your life is basically in those people's hands. Yes,
but you also know that what kind of world you live in. You also know that that possibility exists anytime, any place. You cannot expect reasonably to get on an airplane and be assured that there won't be a bomb on it, be assured that there won't be a missile attack on it, be assured that there won't be some deranged idiot on it who suddenly gets up and starts, unloading his machine gun. You know what kind of world you live in, and you know what kind of risks are out there.
I know. Who do you hold accountable for something like this?
Let's bring it down to a much more local issue. Let's see. You're calling from Hillsborough County. I'm sure that somewhere tonight or within the last day or two, someone within the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office or the Tampa Police Department heard some kind of rumor that some disgruntled young person had a shotgun and might shoot at passersby. Should that be broadcast and all people stay off the streets?
I think if you plan to go that route, then they may.
Well, we don't know which route for sure. He said it might be Dale Mabry, it might be I-4. Or it might be one of the access roads.
No, I understand your point, but you're not actually paying, over $1,000 to get on a plane and go take a luxury vacation. That's an international flight. I don't think they were threatening local flights. I think it was only the international flights that they stated that. And how many international flights go in and out of the United States?
It makes a difference if you're paying $1,000 or if you're traveling for free. That makes a difference.
Sure. I mean, if I'm going to get killed, I might as well get killed for free.
If you're going to get killed, you're not going to miss the grand either.
That's a sad way to look at it, though.
And on top of that, most of them are probably on credit cards and could easily, be stopped.
That's true.
That's true. Hey, thank you, Samantha.
Thank you.
You be good.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.